This is a stimulus check update. Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin had another 1 hour long stimulus negotiation. Steve Mnuchin said that he is willing to give Nancy Pelosi what she wants. I'll give you the details on that. President Trump tweeted at midnight saying that Republicans are ready to go and he is ready to sign a stimulus bill. Then Senate Republicans are going rogue and they are actually having their own vote on October 19th for a $500 billion stimulus plan that does not contain stimulus checks. I'll give you all the details on that in this video. Before we get started, if you could do me a quick favor and hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you want more straight to the point stimulus updates. Also just published a new video on my Wise Vibes channel, the 8 secrets behind Kobe Bryant's insane work ethic. I'll have a link to that down in the description below. Hope you're having a great day so far. So Nancy Pelosi was on CNN for an interview with Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Blitzer kept pressing her saying, why don't we just go for this $1.8 trillion White House stimulus plan? Let's just do that now. Otherwise, we're never going to get this $2.2 trillion plan, expressing a lot of the frustrations of Americans as well as a lot of the comments that you make on these videos. Why don't we just go for this stimulus plan now? We're not going to get $2.2 trillion. So after 13 minutes and asking this question 10 times in a row, this is basically how the interview went.
The president only wants his name on a check to go out before Election Day and for the market to go up. Is that what this is all about? Not allow the president to take credit if there's a deal that will help millions of Americans?
With all due respect, and you know we've known each other a long time, you really don't know what you're talking about.
And a lot of Americans are just frustrated with this stimulus process. It's being dragged out way too long, way too many politics involved. Christine McIntosh Parsalusi commented on my video yesterday, yes, get this done. The 2.2 trillion is never going to pass. Nancy just needs to get that number out of her head. I agree, 2.2 trillion is not going to happen. I'd rather us pass something now than nothing never. Yesterday, Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi had another 1 hour conversation about stimulus negotiations. It seems like every day they're speaking at least an hour to 90 minutes on the phone. What came out of this conversation, Steve Mnuchin said, at this point, getting something done before the election and executing on it would be difficult. Nancy Pelosi's latest criticism on the stimulus negotiation that came yesterday is saying that the White House plan doesn't have enough comprehensive language or good legislation on COVID testing. Then just this morning, maybe about 20 minutes before filming this video, Steve Mnuchin said that he'll give ground on coronavirus testing for the stimulus negotiations. So it seems like a lot of Nancy Pelosi's requests, the White House and Steve Mnuchin are willing to give. They're showing that they're willing to work with Nancy Pelosi. And that's how the narrative is playing out. And Nancy Pelosi is staying firm to her 2.2 trillion, while her own Democrats and the American people are very frustrated with this number staying at that. President Trump tweeted last night saying that Pelosi doesn't care about the American workers. So President Trump has been tweeting almost on a daily basis saying that Nancy Pelosi is not helping out, putting pressure on the Democrats to pass a stimulus, putting pressure on his own Senate Republicans to pass. But at this point, that is all President Trump can do. He has no control over stimulus negotiations or stimulus passing or executive orders. The best he could do is just promote. And that's pretty much what he's doing. So the latest tweet at midnight was, Nancy Pelosi couldn't care less about the American people or the great American worker. She should approve needed stimulus now. Most other Dems agree. Republicans are ready to go. I am ready to sign. But at the same time, he's saying that Republicans are ready to go. The Senate Republicans have gone rogue and they have decided to do their own thing. President Trump no longer has control over the Senate Republicans. They are acting on their own. There is no communication between President Trump and the Senate Republicans, or at least positive communication back and forth. It seems like the Senate Republicans have gone against what President Trump has been saying in terms of stimulus. More specifically, Mitch McConnell is saying that the Senate will vote on a $500 billion stimulus plan on October 19th, which is the day that they get back in session. They were out on quarantine for the past 2 weeks, and now they're getting back on October 19th. And the first thing that they're going to do, supposedly, is that they're going to vote on this bill. Mitch McConnell said that first order of business Monday is to return and vote on a targeted relief plan, including funding for the Paycheck Protection Program. So this bill, this $500 billion bill, does not have stimulus checks in it. So it's not going to be popular among the Democrats or the American people in general. So PPP is good, it's going to help out businesses, but a lot of people were hoping for something bigger. He said, unless Democrats block this aid for workers, we will have time to pass it before we proceed as planned to the pending Supreme Court nomination as soon as it is reported by Judiciary Committee. So it seems like confirming Judge Barrett for Supreme Court is first, and then stimulus takes a back seat. So a former Republican senator of Arizona, Jeff Flake, says, I think most Senate Republicans will privately acknowledge what everyone else seems to know. The president's not going to win re-election, and they are going to be dealing with a President Biden. He's put some of my former colleagues in an untenable position. So that could be possibly be what the reason why Senate Republicans are not going along with what President Trump wants or working with President Trump. They have their own agenda. It seems like they're just on different pages. Some people are also saying that this new Republican skinny bill vote on October 19th is just for show. With the elections on November 3rd, it puts a lot of Republicans in a tough position because the way the narrative has been playing out is that Republicans are against stimulus. So this new vote saying that they're for stimulus, for anyone uninformed, it'll just show in the headline saying that Republicans tried to pass a stimulus, but the Democrats blocked it. And that's kind of the narrative that the Republicans want. This way, they could, when they go out campaigning for election, their last boost, they could say, hey, we tried to pass a stimulus. Even though this stimulus is only $500 billion, doesn't have stimulus checks, unemployment, as well as a lot of other issues that could help out the American people during this pandemic and crisis. But at the same time, it seems that President Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, three very powerful elected officials, are all on different pages. They all each have their own agenda that is not with each other. They're just working against each other. And as a result of this poor stimulus news, a lot of the global stock markets are dropping because basically whatever stimulus news comes out, the stock market is going up or down. When President Trump said no more stimulus negotiations, stock market went down. When they said that stimulus negotiations are on again and good news is coming out, stock market has been going up. So we're in a very rocky time right now. In terms of the COVID vaccine, Dr. Fauci just said yesterday that the COVID vaccine might not happen until April of 2021. We've had hopes of politicians saying that it'll come before the election or coming before 2021 at the end of 2020. But those are what politicians are saying. And anytime those statements have been made, a lot of people in the pharmaceutical industry have said, no, we are nowhere near that. That is not the case. That won't happen. So it seems like April 2021 seems like the best case in terms of a vaccine. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you to cheer up your mood a little bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you one thing what you can feel. If you really want something, then be a survivor, some juice. Just kidding. Be a survivor and do whatever you want, because that when someone's here for you, you can always use some help. Anyways. Bye-bye.
You get 2 free stocks if you sign up through Webull. You get a 3rd free stock if you sign up through Robinhood. Also, on my brand new channel, Wise Vibes, I just published a brand new video just this morning on Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. But I talk about this 8 secrets behind his insane work ethic. I highly recommend clicking that video right over here. You could watch that video, click on that video over here, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.